Hello.
Hello, everybody. Maybe I don't know. I hope they can hear us. Maybe we can just hear each other.
If you guys are having trouble hearing us, be sure to let one of our mods know. I mean, if they can't hear us, what the heck am I saying, right? But hopefully
Right.
hopefully someone will say anything. But hi everybody, my name is Hack Attack. You can call me Hack. I am lucky enough to work with the amazing Cinder team, and today we will be answering your AMAs. So, what that means is this is live. You can talk. We will host you on the stage. So, if you're ready, go ahead. If you got a question ready, you know what? Let's go ahead and warm up a little bit with and let people get their questions ready, actually. So,
I,
hold on.
and warming up before we did this, Hack, you were telling us about some vocal warm ups that we could do to
I did.
prepare ourselves both spiritually and physically for this. I really think since some people are going to be asking questions here live, maybe you should share these with them so that they could sound their best.
Hey guys, so here's a couple. So if you want to warm up your vocal cords, you do the vocal fry, which is essentially how you sound in the morning, right? And then you also have I don't remember the exact name for this, but you have to go from low to high, meaning ooh ooh. And I feel sorry for anybody hopping in right now, hearing me make all these random noises. And look, I got a whole host of them. I got a whole host of them. But
You guys are lucky. You're in for it. We've held Hack back from joining these, and so they've been very businesslike, and that ends today. Now we've got Hack in here. She has a lot more energy than the rest of us, and yes, we are going to get a lot of questions answered. I think as we talked about in the last text-based AMA that we did, we wanted to hold off on doing one of these until we had some more announcements to make. And as you know, we had some announcements to make. We've made them and figured you guys would have some questions, and it was a good time to come before you all and chat about what is the latest with Cinder, what is the progress on the game world itself, and what comes next. So, um, Hack, do we have people? If you haven't done this before, there's a little hand raise button
that's
down
what I
there.
thought. I don't see any just yet. I don't see a
Okay.
hand raised, and that's why I was just
Now we
about I was like texting
yeah.
Culture. I was like, okay, did I see a hand and it was in my imagination?
Yeah.
But so I was thinking until we have people get ready, we can go ahead and look at some questions that have already been asked. There was one by a user named Chess. Hi, Chess. Hope you're having a wonderful day. And he asks, in the latest announcement, it was stated that the delay was partly impacted by a potentially large partnership. If you can, is there any more details you can give us on this partnership?
Oh, uh, okay, so that's kind of business related. So I'm not gonna bug the rest of our people here with because I know Cypher's on, Engman's on, and Odoroshi and Zorling. So we're gonna tag them in as we need to. Um, but for that question in particular, I was so wishing that we would have this all sewn up by today so that I could actually announce it in the AMA today. But yes, there is an announcement coming very soon. What I can say is that we were successful in consummating that partnership, and we're going to be able to announce it very quickly. We're just getting the last details hammered out. But I think it's big, it's exciting, and I think it really demonstrates the support of the whole Solana community for this project, and I hope you guys are excited as we are. So while we can't tell you what it is, I think that we can tell you that it's going to be a good thing for the value of the NFTs that we're dropping, and we will be able to tell you about it very soon, within the next couple of days.
Oh, this is awesome. So I every time I talk to Cinderspire, you guys, I need to talk to him more often because he just gets me so amped up. He really does. And just listening, I'm like, yes, let's do this. Okay. Next question by Fluffy Moo. Oh, I love that name. I have been here. I have been here silently observing as I don't completely support NFTs or blockchain games. I have been thinking about it more deeply, and I've come to the conclusions that NFTs are what I don't like, not cryptocurrency. So now I'm a bit curious about something. Is Solana truly good for the environment? And if so, can you explain in more depth how it is and why?
Yeah, and I think that we've gone into quite a bit of detail on this, both in past AMAs and on Medium articles. But here, I think here's what we can say in general about that. Is Solana good for the environment? No. It's better for the environment than Discord is, or this AMA is. And it's better for the environment than, say, PayPal or Visa payment processing on a per transaction basis, and that it scales better than those. Um, this is coming from a company that has taken environmental protection and education pretty seriously, and really did our homework on this before embracing it. There's a reason. Um, like if this was about us getting as much revenue in here as possible, we'd be on Ethereum. That's where most of the buyers are. That's where most of the transaction volume and money's coming from. That's not what it's about. It's about us seeing an opportunity here to give real utility and benefit to gamers, and incidentally, to do it in a way where the payment method that we're using is actually less carbon impactful than the payment methods that we've been using for the last 18 years, as online credit card payments and PayPal and things like that. But I see
Yeah.
some hands up
Yes, we got
now,
some hands
and I
up.
see
I'm gonna
Angman jumping
I'm
in.
gonna jump in real quick. Just another reason why we decided to use Solana and not just Ethereum isn't just for money, but also transactions are so much quicker, so much easier to happen. And when you're making a game, a platform that's on top of the blockchain, it just makes so much more sense to use Solana. So I just want to jump in, make sure that point's
Yeah,
clear.
and cost for people who are participating in it. Right, gas fees
Gas
on
fees, yep.
Ethereum are insane, and they're insane because energy use and computation is insane. I think what some and I for people who are not into the NFT scene, they're not in the crypto scene, then that's totally fine. I respect those that are going out and doing some research and forming their own opinions there. But I hope you at least look into the fact that not all blockchains are created the same, and that there is a vast difference between proof of work and proof of stake validated blockchains. Ethereum, Bitcoin, extremely damaging to the environment, very heavy carbon footprint. Solana, Tezos, Cardano, Polkadot, some others are still, some of them level twos, but some of them level one chains that are extremely efficient and are actually improving on the efficiency of traditional payment methods. But off that from we can talk more about that, but I do see some hands up here. So let's see. We have Sponix here. Sponix, we're gonna put you in the hot seat. You're gonna be our first live voice question. Go. There he is.
Hey,
There he is.
so I kind of wrote down some questions, so yeah, I'm just gonna go forward with them.
Sure.
So first, like I know a lot of games like like Gods Unchained, like Unchained, like you could earn crypto from them. So will like Cinder mini games, will you earn crypto from them?
Yes, is the short answer. There's a couple of ways that you're going to be able to make money from these NFTs or from your time invested in Cinder. One of them is play to earn. The other one is what we're kind of calling create to earn. And in the initially when we launch in just a few weeks here, um, it's going to be we want to demonstrate the ability to use your NFT avatar almost immediately to generate utility and value out of it. When we've been looking around at this space for a few months now And what we see is a lot of projects that are just throwing up a lot of hooey about what they're going to deliver as soon as you give them your money. Um, we want to be able to show very early on that, hey, not only are you going to be able to jump into this world on day one, but very shortly thereafter, you're going to be able to mint a new avatar from yours, and that will be your first opportunity to, you could put that up on the Solana chain. You can sell it if you want on any one of the Solana exchanges that will have you. Um, but as we go on, and I don't know, Angman or Cypher, if you want to jump in on the play to earn a little bit and talk more about that.
Yeah, there's a lot to play to earn, and that's where this space is really moving, and there's a lot of traction on that. And absolutely, that's part of what we're working on here with Cinder. So we don't have announcements today as to what the gameplay is going to look like, but it's something the team's working on and something we're excited to share shortly.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I also kind of wanted to chime in here on just some of the production loops that we're in now. So we're focused pretty heavily on the play to earn. So I just wanted to talk to the design team, the work that we're doing as we're preparing for game loops that will allow strong replayability, that allow players to come back, create that currency, earn from play, and add value to the NFTs, especially as we move down the line and continue to release. So
Yeah. And Sponus, you had another question as well.
Yeah, I have a few of them. Here's my second one. Will the parlor room that was announced earlier be in the game at launch?
Cypher,
Uh,
Angman, Parlor Room.
I can tackle that one. So I don't suspect that will be there on launch day. We're working hard and we're getting close. And I think we're going to have a few more sneak peeks coming up on Discord to show that progress. I think it will be shortly after release, looking at our current trajectory.
Yeah, there's a lot in development right now on environments, on other customizations, but yeah, I think that's probably the most accurate answer, right?
Should I ask my other question?
Yeah, go for it.
I don't know if you guys could answer this, but what will the lore be like in Cinder?
I love this question because the lore is my favorite part of every game, and it's kind of why I got into the industry in the first place. Um, and that's something, when we decided that we wanted to experiment with basing game mechanics on blockchain, and really initially the whole idea was, could we harness all of this player creativity, give them the ability to own that stuff that they create and be able to profit from it and sell it. And initially, we hadn't put a whole lot of thought into, okay, well, what is the lore that's going to actually, drive interest in that and make people want to be a part of this world. So it's been an effort at catch up in doing that. And I think the two maybe biggest announcements about what is it going to feel like to be in the world of Cinder would be around, what are the play to earn mechanics like, and what is the lore like. And those are kind of the big announcements that we have to make between now and the mint date. I don't know if you, what do you think, Angman or Cypher, more to add to that?
Yeah, the lore and the gameplay themselves, they're so intertwined that once we're ready to announce the story behind the play to earn mechanics and how that ties together, it kind of goes together. So we're not ready to announce anything today on that.
It's another one of those things that we're doing backwards, I think, because so many projects are kind of all they're all story, they're all flash, and they haven't really built anything yet. We were fortunate to start with something built, and now have the opportunity to tell the story in there. Go ahead. You had another question.
Yeah. Let me just read what I have. How Cinder be different from like the competitors such as Meta and Sandbox?
I don't really see those as competitors necessarily. You look at Sandbox, and this is a comparison that we've made before. Um, Take something like Sandbox. Most players there are never going to actually build anything. Most people who are in there and making purchases and driving up the value of their currency right now are speculating on being able to flip that currency later. They're not buying it because they're excited about building something really cool and having people experience it. And some are, and as they do with Roblox and other games. But another observation we had early on was you take a game like Roblox where millions of people are playing it, and it's a fantastic ecosystem. It's given a lot of people their first step into the games industry, and massive respect for that. But at the same time, about 1% of Roblox players will ever even try making anything in that tool set. And of those, maybe 1% of those will ever make any money from it. The reason being that for the average player, for the casual player who just wants to jump in and have fun, those tools are too big a hurdle. You know, it takes a lot of effort and a lot of people working with you to actually build anything that looks good, and then to create playability in it takes a lot more effort on top of that. If you wanted to say what is the differentiating feature in something like Cinder, it's that you're not starting with voxels to create something. You're starting with a base avatar model that you can stretch and deform and texturize and apply decals to, and other stuff that we're still working on. Same thing with creating an environment. If you want to build a nightclub, or you want to build a garage, or a city park or something like that, you're not starting from just a blank grid and some voxels to stick together, and then you have to learn a scripting language and all that. This company has a history of building tools and environments that the average user can go in and use to create quite a variety of really cool differentiated stuff with starting from relatively simple pieces. Cinder just takes that to the nth degree, with a lot more robust tools. But the principle is still anybody can use this to make something cool, and anybody can then create a look or an environment for themselves, tokenize it, own it, and do whatever they want with it.
Pretty cool.
Well, we think so too. So we're gonna give somebody else a chance here to who I
Thank
saw
you,
a hand
guys.
up before. Yeah, no, thank you.
You guys, just to remind our audience, you can speak. So go ahead and say you got a question, and we'll call you up on the stage because we want to hear it. We want to hear it. No requests at this moment. So if it's okay, I'll go ahead
We're going
and
back to the well.
back to the well. Yes. Okay. So let's see. Does VR support mean we're only getting bipedal species, or will there also be a quadruple playable character such as the Senri, for example? How would VR work with a four-legged creature?
That reminds me, I had something cool I wanted to show you guys. I'm going to try and pop it in here. While
I think the best place to put that's going to be in Sneak Peek's channel.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. Do you
Yeah.
want to pop it in there? Okay. Because
Sure, I'll do that. But I was thinking for quadrupeds, I think we put the camera on the tail of the avatar and see if we can make people sick. I think that's going to be the plan. VR support, we have it on the actual launch plan, right on the calendar there. It's not a huge part of what we're building. It's not something that we think brings immediate value to the players, right? Our goal, our focus is building the mechanics, the play, the earning, so that those who are invested in this with us are able to earn money and be able to sell NFTs and get in there. That's our focus. So we have experience playing with VR and AR, and we're excited about it, and we love that space, and it's something that we want to talk about. But we don't have super detailed plans on how we're going to do our VR support and what that's going to look like. But it is worth noting that there are VR games with quadrupeds, and it works just fine. You just have to make sure people aren't getting sick when they're running around.
And we've done some experiments already. We did some experiments, or members of this team did experiments in Animal Jam VR. And it's been a matter not of can we get a control scheme in there that's fun and works. It's more been a matter of, are there enough people in our target market who actually have, you know, the headsets and want to use them. VR is not going to be a big lift for this team because we've already got all the dev hardware. We've done it before with the same engine that Cinder is running on. It is going to be more a matter of the UI and running through different control schemes. I think it's a good question. I'm trying to think of any VR games I've played lately as a quadruped that I don't know. I would love to play Beat Saber as a quadruped if I could actually have 4 sabers. Let's see. Next
Anybody?
up.
And next up, anybody want to go to the stage? And if you guys are not comfortable have asking a question live, go ahead and ask a question in another channel. What would the best channel be for that?
There's a question called, or a channel called AMA Questions.
Oh, perfect. There you go.
I'm just,
AMA Questions.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say we ought to.
A video is uploading right now that has to do with AR actually, and it's in the sneak peek channel. So if you want to go over there, I think that's what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to put up because I saw it when I went into the office today, and but yeah, the other cool stuff that we're experimenting with.
All right.
Let's see. Other question. I'm going back to the well here. Hack, and let's see. Will the price still stay below 1.5 Sol, or will it be increased because the number of first gen Fae decreased? That's that's kind of a good jumping off point to talk about that. So why, first of all, why did the number of Fae decrease? Part of that is a market question. It's, do we God, I'm totally tongue-tied. I should have done your vocal exercise. Now I don't even know how.
They work.
Yeah. Okay. So let's put it this way. This will be a success for us if the purchasers of the Fae NFTs see an immediate financial value out of them, and not just by flipping them after the public mint. We don't want, and that's the way that a lot of people in the NFT space are with these creative drops. That's the way that they're making money. That's their whole revenue model is, hey, we're gonna get royalties off of the secondary sales, and we're gonna get as much as we can out of the mint. We're not looking to get as much as we can out of the mint. Again, we'd be charging more, or we'd be on Ethereum, or for us, it's more of a proof of concept of let's get people in there, but let's also prove to them that these are exclusive avatars that are going to have long-term value. And what's more focused on getting people in there that are actually going to go and explore the world with us, give us feedback, play in there, and hold on to their Fae for a long time because they're going to see the value just increasing as more and more of that utility comes out. So will the price stay below 1.5 Sol? As we announced, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, the target price that we wanted to keep it under 1.5 Sol. That's still the goal. I can't say what's going to happen with Solana between now and then. If Solana's moves in the market radically, then maybe we move that. But the only reason that we would move it is to kind of stay in that same range. If Solana drops significantly, it would not be to say, hey, surprise, now we're going to charge 10 Sol because we think we can.
So we do have
There's a
this week.
There's a hand up.
There is a hand. I unfortunately do not know the character of or the kanji of your name. I'm so sorry, but let's see. Let's get you on stage. All right. Where are they? They should be hopping up. 1 second. Come on.
It's beautiful kanji though.
I know. I don't know what it says. I know some Japanese kanji, but let's see.
Yeah.
Okay, so I sent them an invite. So
Okay.
go ahead and accept that if you can. If not, let's see. Invite to speak. And in the meantime, while we wait for them to accept the invite, and hopefully they can hear us. Oh, there they are. Hello,
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. Hi, sorry. I was having a little bit of trouble on my end. Hi.
no. Welcome.
Thank you. I hope you guys are doing well. So, I was looking through the questions in the AMA, and I just wanted to bump this one because it was something that I've been wondering for a little while too. Are there any articles that aren't written or influenced by Solana that show how environmentally friendly they are? Because all I've been seeing are ones written by Solana.
Yeah, you might be familiar. I posted a Medium article with some links to some independent research. What I'm kind of going off of, and is a reliable way to go off of, is for those organizations that have allowed themselves to be independently audited on their carbon impact, which Solana has, and the reports that they've prepared have been. Yes, they have paid to have those reports prepared, but that's kind of standard. And it's the same thing that Visa or Microsoft or anybody else does, is pay an independent entity to do that. I think that the proof is in the pudding, and you can observe for yourself what the Solana network validation costs in terms of energy. You can do that even by just spinning up a validator node on your own computer, which is something that I did early on in this process, to try and measure, okay, how much energy is this actually using, and multiply that by the number of computers in the network. You can check their math pretty easily and see whether or not they're just trying to make themselves look good with these reports. There's been a lot more attention in terms of independent audits for Bitcoin and Ethereum, obviously, because they're kind of paving the world. And there has not been as much independent research. There has been some, and I linked to it in the article, into Solana. But it's a source of kind of constant interest. I like geeking out on that stuff. If people have interesting articles, by all means, send them to us.
I gotcha. Are you able to link the article again? Because I'd like to read through it if you don't mind.
Yeah, we'll put it up in the, I guess, AMA answers. We can put it up after we're done here.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Sure. Where are we going next, Hack?
Couple more requests to speak. Katya NFT, go ahead. You've just been invited to speak. And then the next is there you go. Hello, Katya.
Hi, I think I saw an announcement that it's like Metaverse Day One ready. What does that mean? Does that mean we're going to be able to enjoy the game?
Yeah, what that means, and what I think makes this project unique is, if with a name like Katya NFT, I have to assume that you've done some NFT collecting, or you're at least interested in them. And you've probably seen a lot of projects that say, yes, we're going to be part of the metaverse, and we're joining the metaverse, and we're creating our own metaverse, and there's going to be lots of metaverses. What we mean when we say that is ready on day one, and I think there's a difference between saying it's metaverse ready and it's metaverse go ahead, log in, it's real. This is go ahead, log in, it's
Awesome.
real. So when you have minted your feral Fae, or yeah, look at how I'm doing it, Cinder Fae NFT, that goes into your Phantom wallet. Then your Phantom wallet is what you connect to the Cinder game world, and Cinder looks into your wallet and says, yes, you have a Cinder Fae, and yes, here it is, and the actual one that you minted pops up in the world, and that's your avatar in the world of Cinder. or you have the choice to use more than one. So you'll be exploring that world, talking to people, hopefully making friends and attending some fun events that we're going to do in that world on day one. And then
Wow.
mechanics like designing avatars and creating environments and creating other things, play to earn, all of that gets layered in as subsequent.
Awesome. That sounds amazing. Yeah, I've definitely seen a lot of announcements where they're like, oh, it's gonna be ready, but then it's honestly never ready at the time of minting. So I'm excited for that. Thank you for answering.
Yeah, no, thank you for asking. And Hack, did we have another one?
We do. Hello, Bonesod. I'm inviting you to speak. Hello, hello.
Bonesod.
I think that's how you say it, Bonesod.
Yeah, I want to hear like a little guitar riff after that. Bonesod.
Hello.
Hey guys, how are you doing?
Great.
Hey.
Hey, so I found out about this project yesterday at Cryptopia, and I immediately hopped in and joined the Discord and started to learn more about this. So one of my questions was, you mentioned in the panel yesterday that there was going to be customization of the avatar NFTs and props, buildings, that sort of thing. Is that going to be occurring in a part of the game, or can we design and then import assets after the fact?
Oh, so is it a real-time tool or kind of an offline tool?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the experience of doing that when it launches, and to be clear, the ability to mint a second avatar is not going to be part of the day one experience. We're going to roll it out very shortly after the mint. We just have a lot to do between now and the mint, and we're still tweaking that interface. But when you do that, then that is an in-game experience. It's part of the UI UX of the game world itself. I think it's a really cool idea, though, that if we had an offline design tool where you could really, spend some time or, take it onto an iPad or something else and get in and just geek out on tweaking your avatars and then bring it back in. That's something to look at. I don't know if this is where Zorling should pop up and tell me to shut up because I'm making promises we can't keep. So Zorling, you're welcome to do that. Uh-oh, here he comes.
Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
I haven't done my vocal warm-ups, but no, they're not promises we can't keep. They're definitely promises we could keep, and they're great ideas. And this is also an important part of these AMAs is us getting feedback on what we can do to improve Cinder. It's huge. So yeah, thanks for those thoughts, those suggestions. We'll take them into consideration, and I'm confident we can put the tech to make it happen together.
Yeah. Do you have other questions there as well, Bonesod? And yeah, thanks for coming to the panel yesterday. That was a lot of fun.
No, that was really my main question. I as a failed animation student, I think it would be fun to design, really, like you said, geek out and really design the heck out of some of these assets. I think that'd be really cool. But thanks for your time, and I'm really excited for the launch.
Yeah, no, thank you for jumping in. Zorling, we've got Zorling here. I think maybe we ought to, I don't know how long we've got him. Maybe we ought to capitalize on our ability to get some tech questions answered. So if you have questions about Cinder tech infrastructure, how wallets connect, how to reset the clock on your VCR, any of that, then jump in by all means. For now, I think we have Man Rebuilding.
Yes, Man Rebuilding, you are invited to speak. All right. Hello.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. Yeah,
Hey.
it's actually kind of very technical from just a beginning NFT mint standpoint. So because of I just went through one today that had to be pushed off a couple of days due to gas fees, which were ridiculous on the Ethereum network. But that leads me to ask, number one, so understanding that Solana is, the crypto we're using, is there a recommended wallet that you guys really see a lot of success with that we should be storing our Solana in and having ready to connect to the Cinder IO website when it does drop?
Yeah, we've been using Phantom, and Phantom is certainly one of the most popular wallets. I wouldn't specifically push one wallet over the other because the underlying technology that every one of these wallets uses, it's Web3 tech, in JavaScript. But Phantom is a great wallet. It's super easy to get up and running with. There's a Chrome extension. You go and load it, and literally within a couple minutes, you've got a wallet rocking in Phantom. So.
No, I understand that. Yes, they should all be interoperable, but right now there are little tweaks and glitches that seem to be preventing sometimes like that. And rather than try to do all of the crossover of, chaining one to the other, it's like, well, which one can we just set up and kind of get up and running with in the least steps possible?
Yeah, so here's what I think you're just seeing and you're probably running into is it's another when you're working with Cardano and Polygon and some of these other side chains, it is quite confusing. With Solana and Phantom or Soulflare, it's a one-click operation. You're literally going to the site, you click the button, and it mints. And now the underlying technology that the wallets are calling to is the same. So if you see any hiccup there, that's a hiccup on the chain that's happening. And so using Phantom versus Soulflare, you probably would still see like a timeout. One thing that we're doing to prevent these occurrences is we're running our own Solana validator nodes, our own Solana transaction nodes. So we're not using public mainnet nodes that do get overwhelmed very easily, and you see some of these timeouts. So that's one of the different things that we're doing to prevent any kind of issues during mint.
And then I do have a follow-up to that. So once we get everything all set up, let's say on our end from a user perspective with having the Solana and the Phantom wallet or whatever one we choose, when it comes time for the actual NFT drop, what does that look like? Do you just does a button appear on Cinder IO that says connect wallet and then boom, mint, and away you go?
Yep, that is verbatim the experience. You'll be able to go to the web page and see a countdown timer. It lets you know that it's coming in a minute, and then once that time ticks, you hit a button.
And then with that, is there a whitelist of people who are going to be, not preferred, but like you have maybe early access, like a pre-sale, or is it more just it's a free for all and pray you get one?
Yeah, we've had a lot of questions about just in the whitelist. We announced the other day that we are opening up initially a 250 slot whitelist. The whitelist holders, and we'll start giving those out over the next few days. Actually, Hack has a bunch of ideas for fun things to do there. But we will be giving out whitelist slots between now and the mint, and holders of those slots will be able to go in like 24 hours before and participate in a pre-mint. There's a limit on the number of Fae that they'll be able to mint there, but they will get the initial first crack, so they're kind of guaranteed to get one. The response that we've heard from users and people interested in the project is that they like the fact that we're limiting the number. These are exclusive. They are meant to be collector's items and something that would hopefully be highly sought after as Cinder matures. But we do want to give an opportunity, particularly for people who've been, part of this community and feeding us ideas and asking us questions. That's where we want to prioritize getting whitelist slots. You'll start seeing that in Discord and Twitter and Instagram over the next few days.
Yeah, I figured there had to be some utility to the Cinder OG Discord label.
What is the utility of that? Do I have that? I don't know if I even have that.
Cool. What do you mean?
It's just to look cool?
It
Seriously?
looked cool. That's what it is right now. The idea is not that everyone that's a Cinder OG gets a whitelist spot. That's not the plan. Yeah, part of it's just it's a Discord rep, right? You're a different color. You've been here from the beginning. Once the project
it.
mints, we're going to remove that ability to purchase that Discord OG using the in Discord coins that you can earn by chatting. You're not buying it with real money. But yeah, it's just something to show you've been here from the beginning, been a long-time supporter of the project.
Is it worth talking about how people can get on the whitelist? Different things we've kind of talked about, and promotions, and
Yeah, we're gonna have some contests, some competitions. We don't have unlimited slots. They're not easy to. It's not going to be easy to get a whitelist slot, right? There are a lot of people that want them, but we'll be holding competitions or contests or just raffles in order to get these. And that'll, like Clark said, that's going to be, or excuse me, like Cinder Spire. So that'll be happening.
Oh, dude, you just blew my secret
I
identity.
blew your cover.
God, I can't fight crime anymore as Cinder Spire.
Oh no.
City's gonna be overrun.
I've blown it. Yeah, that's going to be happening over the next few days. We'll start setting those up.
Great, thank you for your guys' time.
Yeah, and I did want to follow up on the wallet question a little bit.
Sure.
Zorling, you did answer it. I think the one thing we may support additional wallets when you actually go to mint, but right now the wallet that's supported in the game is Phantom Wallet, connecting that. But our plan is to add, continue to add the most supported wallets and the ones that we see the most users using. But right now, the team is all using Phantom. That's the wallet we're using internally to test and to make sure everything's hooked up. So that's the one we would definitely recommend right now.
Yeah, I'd add to that. For me personally, as a non-engineer, Phantom was much easier for me to jump in, create a wallet for the first time, and immediately be up and running than MetaMask or any of the others I looked at on Ethereum or other networks, where there just seem to be multiple steps and there's all these side chains and it's confusing. And Phantom is really fast to boot up. And another reason that we decided that it would be in the best interest of the community to hold the mint when we are is that we know that there's been a beta going on for Phantom's mobile version of the wallet, and it's looking really cool, and it's looking fairly promising that it could come out between now and the mint. So fingers crossed for that, but otherwise it'll be the Chrome extension.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
So we did have
Hack, we had somebody else pop up there, yeah.
did, but they disappeared. Ugh. So if you want to come back,
come back. Can we drag them back? Is there a way for us to just find them?
I think I can go and randomly select people and be like,
Can
invite
you
you. Ah, there he is.
involuntarily?
Trellick. Yeah, Trellick. Hey, how you doing? Come on. Come on up. Come on
Yeah,
up.
let's go get some cool people. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, here's Trell.
Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Hello, as an NFT game, will Cinder also need to be played daily to mint a certain currency? And how many hours do you think will it take to finish playing it daily?
How many artists would it take?
No,
Hours.
hours.
Oh, hours. Oh, I'm sorry. That's my hearing, not your pronunciation. So yeah, there are play to earn mechanics coming in Cinder. I'm gonna let you take this to Angman, and maybe we get Cypher to jump in on it. If you compare this to something like Axie Infinity or games where it really the core mechanic of learning is kind of tedious, and it's really something that's not a lot of people are naturally going to do for fun. You're just going to do it because it's your side hustle and you're making money with it. The goal is to have some mechanics that are actually fun to play here, and getting in, experiencing the world and fun with it, being able to create new stuff of your own is not going to require hours and hours of grinding. That's not the intent. That's not what we want the core experience to be. There's going to be there'll be some going in, playing games, earning currency, absolutely, and you'll be able to leverage that currency to do the kind of creative work in the world that you might want to do, and share that with others. But we don't want it to be a grind. Am I speaking out of turn there, Cypher or Hangman?
No, I think that's totally correct. I mean, we've done a lot of digging into some of these crypto games that are out there now, and we've really talked a lot about what is the utility, why are people playing, and in some cases we wonder if they're playing to earn more than they're playing, for the engagement and the enjoyment. And so that's a big part of what we're discussing as a design group as we're moving into production. But we're also really cognizant of the fact of bots in play, and so we want to be very careful to sidestep those issues as best we can to ensure that it's an equal playing field. The players are basically being rewarded for their time, and then we want that utility to be twofold. So some will be playing to earn money, to earn that value, but others will be playing to earn and unlock new content within the game itself. And so that's actually what's made this a little bit more complicated than your traditional game, because we're very concerned about the bots, the cheating, the things that we want to make sure we can curtail. So yeah, and I think it's also fair to say that I don't think we want players on there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, but we definitely want them engaged and playing, basically playing a meaningful game in the time that they spend in Cinder.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a game. It's not driving an Uber. It's supposed to be fun and something that you do recreationally. And incidentally, if you contribute your creativity to the world, you should be able to own that and make money from it. That's the idea here. I don't know if does that answer your question?
Yes, I think so. It's just that, yeah, the bots thing might be something that we have to be careful with, because some people might be able to spend more time into the game and then earn more and then have this certain advantage.
Yeah. What we're speculating here, and I guess this will be one of the learnings in the first year of operating Cinder, is that there's an upfront investment to come and be part of this world and play this game. You will have at least invested in an NFT to do so, and we know that people are going to want to make money from that. Some people are going to be buying these NFTs or participating in this world just to make money. But that's not the main point of it. And I think if you create game mechanics that are just kind of repetitive cow clickers, as we call them in the industry, then you lend yourself to that. You lend yourself to gold farming thing. We want to reward you for gameplay that's actually fun. And my hope is that if we do that and we stick to that as a design principle, then that's most of the time that people are going to be spending, earning the currency. But we're also going to learn as we go. We are so new in this whole crypto gaming space is so new. And something that I've said before is that I don't think we or anybody else yet has really hit on the most killer app for incorporating blockchains into back end of games, and particularly with smart contracts. I think there's going to be some really cool ideas that come out in the next year or two, and hopefully we're part of those. But anyway, I hope that answers your question.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So at
Heck,
the
what
moment,
was the I gotta ask these guys something, because Cypher and Angman, you guys were getting all into that spaceship game. What was that called? NFT?
Star Atlas.
We're
Star
not
Atlas.
You're
supposed
talking
to
Star
tell
Atlas.
everyone how much money we're spending on Star
The-
Atlas.
yeah, we promised that none of the mint revenue is going into Star Atlas habit, but the art is super dope. But
Yeah, it's beautiful.
have they rolled out their play to earn mechanics?
So they have it's a really interesting implementation. They have a very, very basic, I would call it like a micro game. I mean, you're really going in and managing your ships, and so you're just choosing to refuel, add food, basically managing a fleet, and then that fleet is just doing its own kind of automated thing on the back end, which is netting currency to try and bring value back to those NFTs. But I think it's really intriguing because they are actually, while they're in development, keeping you engaged with the platform, especially given the fact that over the course of several months you could recoup the cost of any ship that you purchase. So
you
very,
really can. You've done that.
Yeah, we do it. You do it every couple
yeah.
days based on the size of your ship. Essentially, you run out of fuel or food or resources. So all you do is my ship every 2 days I run in, I click 2 buttons, and that's the game right now. But I'm earning currency. I'm earning their actual tokens, right? I'm earning those. The Atlas is their token. I'm earning that just by having my ship out there fighting. So that's the most basic form of gameplay, if you want, and I said that in quotes, that's possible here, where people can actually start to earn something back. And so we definitely want to have a basic form like that, where you're able to start getting investment back that you put into your initial investment.
Right.
But it's got to be more than that, right? There are going to be a lot of games like that where it's a 3-step, stake my ship and I earn some currency over the next few days. That's not going to last, and that's not Star Atlas's plan either. I don't mean that, but there's got to be significant gameplay and something that's fun and engaging, and that's I think our specialty. That's one of the huge advantages we have as being a game company first, is that we know how to make engaging and fun experiences, and we've been learning over the past several months more about the NFT, the crypto space, which is why you said earlier that we've done some things backwards. It's because we're a game company first, and that was our DNA. And now we're a crypto game company, and we have the skills and capabilities to do both. So it's exciting.
It's the cool thing about this space. Was at an NFT, kind of crypto conference yesterday that one of our guests here mentioned, and the energy in this space is so exciting right now. It feels like the games industry, at one of its inflection points, that at least because I'm a fossil, I've seen a few of these, but like in the mid to late 90s, there was this period of excitement when the distribution model was changing and the technology was changing. You had 3D graphics cards appearing in PCs for the first time, and you had all these game engines coming out that were kind of getting rid of some of the drudgery of building the back end renderer and physics engine for your game. And it felt like anything was possible. It feels like anything is possible in this space right now, and the people that I meet at these conferences have so many just cool off the wall ideas going on. That's, I think, what I'm looking forward to most in actually getting Cinder up and launched and people in there exploring it. Is I want to hear those ideas. So anyway, I just went on a rant. Who else has questions? Yes. Oh, sorry. Yeah. I can't believe that I actually out-talked you for there. So I'm going to shut up.
Wait a minute. Play nice. Now, so there are no requests as of right now. So let me go ahead and just let you guys know, for people who are coming in or people who are new, go ahead and you can request to speak and you will speak live. But in the meantime, there's a question from Aspen. Is there a limit to how many second gen Fae a first gen owner can create? If the total number reached 8,888, will there be no more creations allowed?
Great question. Our plan right now is that each of those 4,444 Cinder Fae that are created, each of them will be airdropped a single, we kind of have code names for these things, but a single token that will allow you to go and create one single extra, second gen Fae that'll have different properties, different attributes. They'll be unique, and you won't be able to create one that's the same as that Genesis collection, the first round. And so that's the plan. There's possibility that we could release additional tokens later if that's something that the community's after. But our goal is to, like we've listed on the roadmap, to have additional characters that come out as well. but they're never gonna be the same as the Fae. Never gonna have the same value or worth.
Ultimately, the Genesis Fae is as kind of the exclusive, the first, the earliest supporters. We want to make sure that the value for them is going to be lasting in the world, and that they're going to participate in everything that subsequent drops will be able to participate in, because these are these are going to be the heftiest, original, and most exclusive. What else you got, Hack?
All
There's
right.
a- I've got a question, if you don't mind
Yeah.
me answering a question that was asked in the AMA questions chat. This was from
Yeah.
Ish, and said, the avatar creator token that's supposed to be airdropped, is that something that can be sold to others, or is it locked to you? It's going to be an NFT. It's a token, right? It's on the blockchain. You can sell it. You could give it to your friend, do whatever you want with it. So that's
That's
one
a
of the
good question.
that's one of the really cool things about the blockchain, is that there's so much utility and ability to legitimately sell these things to other people and not have to go through eBay and risk getting scammed or breaking the terms of service of the games. You can actually do this legally. So that is an immediate value that's going to be added to this Genesis OG collection here, is that you're going to be able to get one of these creator tokens and you could sell it if you want.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Do we have any others that you're seeing, Angman, in the channel?
Let's see. I think I kind of just touched on Amina's question. How are you selling your creations? Those are going to be NFTs. The things that you're able to create in game will be NFTs that you can sell on our own marketplace eventually when that's up.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second, because I know some people have had questions about that. So here I am. I have my newly minted Cinder Fae, and I've run around in the world and gone to some cool little parties that you guys have thrown, and you had interesting people come in and visit and talk to us. But now I've been airdropped my first token to create a new avatar. What does that experience actually look and feel like? And then how's that going to change from that to the marketplace that you're talking about? And I'll kind of start with that, because Zorling's going to want to jump in. Zorling's going to want to jump in here, because I'm going to start talking out of my butt on tech stuff, and he's going to come in and tell me that how wrong I am. But the eventual goal mentioned in the roadmap, and we've talked about before, is that we want to spin off our own level 2 blockchain for several reasons: for efficiency, for speed, and also so that we've got a token of our own that players can earn and exchange in the world. So the idea there is we have an in-game, but it's an in-game currency that's real, and that it's on a blockchain and can be part of an exchange. And that ultimately, whether we create our own DEX or it's picked up in other DEXs, that you're going to be able to exchange that for whatever you want, for all the way up to fiat. And that initially what you're going to do, if I get my first token, I mint my first creation, I can put that up on any Solana marketplace that supports it. Let's say Magic Eden. I can go and post that there, and people who are following secondary sales for Cinder can, well, all of a sudden there'll be some more avatars that they can buy, and people who weren't able to get in on the Genesis mint will at least be able to pick up an avatar they can use to access the world. It won't be one of the Fae, but it will be cool. That will be that first experience. That's us demonstrating that, yes, we're delivering on the utility and value of this mint. What that morphs into then is, and it's not going to be immediate, it's going to be over the course of this year, that morphs into an in-world marketplace where you're going to be able to do those exchanges, and ultimately into that level 2 chain. So now, Zorling, tell me everything I got wrong.
I think you did really well. I'm going to give you a gold star, a tech gold star. No, I think the only thing I'd add to that is the previous question we had from, I believe it was Treelag, asked about botting, right? If we have these play to earn mechanics and we have bots that can enter into the world, that's something that I think our create to earn concept circumvents, because you're going to be able to go in and create a Fey that I can guarantee a bot will not be able to mimic as far as creativity and just the general cool factor. So to be able to have that capability of going in and minting, creating and minting your own Fey is huge. It's to me, I see it as it's immediate value. You now have something you've kind of put your own essence into, and you could turn around and sell it if you so desire, or hang on to it. So that's all I had to add. Technically, I think you nailed it, Cinder Spire.
Okay.
Right. It looks like we got someone up with a request to speak. Kix's cat. All right, you are invited to speak. Go right ahead. Let's see. They should be popped. There they are.
Hi. So my question is, since Cinder's phase are based off of Farrell's phase, how much of Farrell's other content will be in Cinder?
How much of Farrell's content will be in Cinder?
You know what?
I think
I'd
we've
be
gone pretty much in depth on previous AMAs. What we built and tested and put into early access there is kind of the sound stage on which we're shooting a different movie. So yeah, there's environmental content, other content. Cypher, do you want to say something more about that?
Yeah, I think you're covering what I would cover. I think it's going to be fairly minimal, and that rift is going to grow drastically over time. Even in the production processes we're in now, I was going to speak to yes, there is underlying tech that we're using, but really, we're building a very different experience with different just about everything. So, but yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, no, I get why people have questions about this. This is not unprecedented in the games industry. This is how Half-Life got built. It's how Counter-Strike got built. It's companies are taking assets that they've developed and finding a new creative direction to take them. I think that's pretty well trod ground. Others.
Let's see.
Hack, do you want to go back? Do we have some others that have been asked in text that we haven't covered?
Well, we do have someone with a request to speak, Little Muggo. Would you guys like to have him up, or do we want to answer another one?
Let's hear from Little Muggo,
All
because
right.
I just love the name.
I know, I love it too.
I hate it, actually.
All right, Little Muggo, you've been invited to speak. Ready when you are. Let's see. I know sometimes it's on their end. They gotta pop up. Let's see.
You might have to boot Eggman for insulting requests. So.
I'm
I was
sorry.
gonna say that's probably why he's not accepting. Good job, Eggman. Okay. Good job. Good job. So
Little Muggo knows I love him.
let's see. The invite has been sent. In the meantime, he may be having some technical difficulties.
Yeah, there's a great question that was just asked about some play to earn games will have multipliers for extra earning if you have a rare avatar like a Genesis. You supported the project at the beginning, and they asked, will my rarest character have to be equipped or simply exist in my wallet to earn the best multiplier? Right now, we're talking about it just needing to be in your wallet, just part of your account, essentially. But there may be gameplay mechanics where it makes sense that you need to be that character at the moment to actually benefit from that multiplier or from that extra stat boost. That's a great question, and honestly, that's one of the things I'm most excited about is how we start to play off some of the stats that these NFTs have and how they can affect gameplay, and how you start to it just breeds this really fun economy that people start to trade around and sell to each other. So great question.
We've been talking about game mechanics that could be exclusive to different avatars too. So
Yep.
yeah, there may be a play to earn game that the Genesis Fae can play. And to what Engman's saying there about just having it in your, does that mean that you can stack these benefits by having multiple in your wallet? Yeah, if they're appropriate to the game, then that is going to be possible in some cases. But I see little Muggo waving to me from a field of green there invitingly. So let's let they go, Muggo.
Oh,
Hey.
first you guys are off. Other than Eggman, he's ugly. Uh, looking through all these making this phase, I don't know if this question's already been answered or whatever, but there's a lot of different accessories and looks in them. Will any of these have any gameplay features or attributes associated with them? Like there's pig noses, there's wings, propeller hats, gems. There's tons of different things. Will any of these be attributed to gameplay?
Cypher, your department. What do you think?
Yeah, so there are. I don't really want to talk about gameplay quite yet, but there are a couple things that that we're working towards. So we do have some stats that we're building in right now that we'll be sharing here shortly. In terms of the accessories and the pieces on the NFT, in from the perspective that those things are immutable, there will be some utility, but we haven't really reached a point where we're ready to share anything in that regard yet.
I think one of the things we have talked about are the wings, though, right? And the ability that those innately give you the ability to glide around in the world. It's not right now. It's not doing anything besides that. It's fun and you can glide around, but it doesn't make it so that you're able to access extra earnings and somebody else can't. But we do have an attribute coming that hasn't been shared that Cinder Ciphers have been pestering for over and over, and I think it's a good move that we're adding it. So I think it's along these same lines. It's an attribute that's part of the NFT that will affect the game. So be ready for that.
I think it's great that we're able to share all the strife and disagreement on the creative team here. With,
it's not strife. They just keep bringing up it's a good idea, and I just
no, it
we
is
got to do it.
We're at that stage where it's not like disagreement about we want to do this cool thing. It's more like where does that go on the priority list because we want to do all the cool things.
Exactly.
Yeah, but thank you, Muggo. Good question. Did you have a follow up for that? Just because you're still waving at me.
I think Hangman already answered this in a prior.
Okay.
After a Fae is minted, are the accessory skins and everything locked to that Fae? Meaning, can another player customize a Fae afterward to make it somewhat look like it, current or future, or are these assets separate for game customization versus NFT creation?
Yeah, so they'll be unique. Right now, you're not going to be able to go in and customize or edit your NFT to have it look like someone else's. It's guaranteed to be unique. As we get further along in the process and we start to have individual items that you can earn or create and then add them to your character, that starts to get a lot more complicated. And we're not at the point where we're ready to talk about that stage. But right now, in once you get the creator token and you're able to generate your secondary or your additional Fae, you will not be able to create one that's identical to any of the others. It will be impossible.
Awesome. Thank you.
I think part of with a Genesis collection like this, part of the value is in their exclusivity and immutability. So I think that's it's important to preserve that. If you're fortunate enough to get a rare, then to stay rare.
All right. So we have another request to speak, and she's been on before. Fortunately, I still don't know the kanji or the character, but come on up. Come on up.
Hello again. Thank you. So the kanji actually is pronounced Coda, which is
Coda,
my
thank you.
name. Yeah, thank you. So I've seen this question answered before, but I was wondering specifically about actually, let me just ask the question. I'm not sure how to phrase it. So I know that the age limit for Cinder is going to be 18 plus, and that's like largely the demographic. But even for games like that, there are kids who would ask parents to like just buy the NFT for them, and then just come into the game through that. So are there going to be any security measures to prevent that from happening?
Sure. Let maybe let me phrase it in this way. There are a lot of games out there. I think we could all agree that really are not appropriate for kids, but the barrier for kids to enter them is ridiculously small, right? I can go into a game, even in the App Store, I can go into games that are intended for adults with chat that is very inappropriate for kids. And all I have to do is click a button that says I'm over 13, and boom, I'm in there. There's no parental consent. There's no nothing. That's an unfortunate reality of just the way that that privacy laws work for kids, and also where the technology is. There's a lot more protection in a game like Cinder than there is in any of those games, whether it's on a console or in the App Store, by virtue of the wallet itself. Now, this is not true in every country, but in jurisdiction, our banks have what are known as know your customer laws, and a perpetual frustration for people who are into cryptocurrencies and things here is that if you have a crypto wallet provider that's going to be active in the US, it has to follow those laws as well, which means it has to verify through several steps who the person is who is registering that wallet, and they have to verify that with actual ID. It's not, you can't just click a button and say, yes, I'm 18 or yes, I'm 14 or whatever. So you do have to be of legal age in order to obtain that wallet, and therefore you'd have to be of legal age to play in this world. Is it possible to get around that? If a child is determined to get into Cinder and they tie up their parents and force them to register a wallet for them, yeah, theoretically. What I would say is that for a game like Cinder, there is an order of magnitude more protection against kids getting into a game that isn't designed for them than there is anywhere else in the mainstream game industry. The profound silence after
Did we
that.
did we lose her? Oh no, Coda. Oh wait, let's see.
Oh, you're back.
Oh, there she is. There she is. Hold on, she's popping up. She's popping up.
This is going to be
Yes.
the Coda show next time. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was moved to the
No,
audience for some reason. But will there be bans or punishment in place for people who are found to be underage? Sorry.
The
I'm
answer
not.
to that's got to be yes. Anytime people break our terms of
Yeah.
service or privacy policy, they're going to be banned. And
Okay, I gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure kind of what the prospective problem is that you're asking about here. If somebody is found to be underage in a bar, are they going to be thrown out? Well, yeah, it's not only against the bar's rules, but it's against the law for them to be there. That's the way that we have to look at it here.
Oh
And
no, yeah, I gotcha. I completely understand. Is the same thing said for the Discord server though?
Discord has its own rules, and Eggman, this is something that you looked into, right?
Yeah, Discord's terms of service it depends on the country, obviously, that you're in. Every country has their own rules. Right now, our policy in Cinder is that you need to abide by Discord's terms of service.
Okay.
As soon as as soon as the game comes out and we establish our own terms of service and privacy policy, that will adjust and affect our Discord as well. So at that point, there may be different age restrictions on our Discord server.
I gotcha. Thank you, Ayman. I appreciate it. I think that's
Yep.
all for the night.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
So there is. Oh wait, we got Kix's cat up again. All right.
Kixus Cat, you have the conch,
Let's see.
I think.
Hi, yeah,
There you
I
go.
was just wondering again. Where will the money made by Cinder be going?
the money made by Cinder will be going into making. Cinder is kind of being broken off as a division of WildWorks. It certainly got its genesis in WildWorks, and it will have access to WildWorks technology. But if I think what the question's trying to get at is, what is this? Are we all buying Ferraris? Are we using this to support other WildWorks games? This is Cinder is its own thing. There was a point very early in the project when we actually considered, okay, we want to get into this crypto gaming space. What's the best way to do it? Should we try and layer it into an existing game that we have, or should we create something entirely new and build it in there? If we were looking at layering it into something we had to for that revenue to be shared across there, it doesn't make sense with Cinder being a separate entity and project. So I think reiterating what we said before on if we needed the capital that comes from this mint entirely to build Cinder, this wouldn't be the way to go about it. We would be on Ethereum. We would be focusing a lot more on hype than on actually building an incredible world for people to go into. And that's how people are making a space at this stage of the technology. The priority for us is to create an incredible world and bring people in who are interested in the crypto gaming and blockchain space, and get them to be participants and citizens in that world and help us build it out. So revenue that's generated from the Cinder mint is going back into Cinder development. We have plenty to do there to keep us busy.
Oh, I was under the wrong impression that it would all go to me and feed my lifestyle.
Did I
Like,
tell you that? I
like,
may have
guys, I'm out of here.
told you that to I may
mean,
have told you that to get you to sign on, but
well, you people got to eat
surprise.
too. It's like people get surprised when they're like, I don't know, employees have to eat too. We have to make a living too, and we have to put more in projects, and that just means really good things. And that means I have a job. But I still think
That's
we need
true.
to talk about this. Why don't I
So,
have 3 houses?
so for the original questioner there, I must confess, some portion of this mint is going to go to Hack Attack
Yes.
as an employee of Cinder, and hopefully you're comfortable with supporting that.
Yeah.
I think Hack Attack is a good investment.
I have very expensive tastes. No. Okay, so let's take another couple of questions from our little bank. Let's see. If I recall correctly, first gen phase can customize their second gen phase. Can you go more in depth about how customization will work? Will it be similar to the functions on Feral with the uses of decals, or will we be allowed to color on the model files itself?
Good question. So because we're working to get this, value back to those investors that jump on with us right away, this initial customization is going to be simplified. You'll be able to choose from a list of a ton of different accessories, different background colors, different colors for the Fey itself, and you'll be able to choose from a bunch of different options what you want it to look like. The system will then go in and say, okay, is this identical to anyone else? Has anyone else made this one already, right? These combinations. If the answer is no and it's unique, then you'll be able to mint it. So there won't be dragging decals or dragging individual shapes and colors around in this initial batch. But as the tool improves over time, that's the plan. The plan is that you're going to get very detailed. You're going to be able to go in and create extremely customized things. But as that happens, it becomes more and more difficult to make sure things are unique, right? And so in this initial Genesis collection, we want to make sure that everything's unique. These are very important, very special Fae, very special characters in the game. We want to guarantee their uniqueness. And so this is one of the ways we're doing that. But eventually, that customization tool will become more and more complicated and have more bells and whistles in it that allow for greater customization.
Now,
Did I say anything wrong, Cinder Cipher?
No, nope. Well, no, I think we're good.
Okay.
let's see. So I'm being told I think we have we have a little time for like one last question. So if you haven't come up yet, new people, come on up. In the meantime, let's see. Oh, will we be able to see gameplay of the Fae interacting in the world before minting?
Ooh, that's on you, Angman.
Yeah, I the trailer itself that we put out just man, days go by so quick right now. Yesterday, day before, has footage of a Fae running around in the world. And there will be additional sneak peeks that we have of different environments that are being created and of some of these different Fae running around and playing. There will, like we've said before, there's not going to be play to earn mechanics in day one. So no, there won't be footage of play to earn before the launch. As far as like, it's not going to be stuff that you're going to be able to go in and do day one. Our hope is to get out sneak peeks and little pieces of footage as soon as we have them available and we're ready and feel like they're good to share. But it won't be on the play to earn side in the next week or so.
I've seen, guys, go look at the video on our Twitter at Cinder NFT. It looks beautiful. I'm pretty pumped. I have to keep myself from going, can I play it yet? Can I play it yet? Can I play it yet? Because it looks gorgeous. I for one, I think we're all super excited. All right, let's see. Oh, will any of the Fays be reserved for staff members or giveaways? I would hope so.
I think that was hack attack fishing again for yeah, you know, it's customary in projects like this for employees or members of the to at the time of the mint to maybe either participate in the whitelist or get a portion of those carved out. Some of the partnerships that we're participating in may include some of the mint for them, and I know that giveaways, promotions, partnerships with other projects, we want to have a few kind of held in reserve that we're going to be able to get. But minting all takes place on the blockchain where it's public. Everybody can see where they go, and we will. We don't have the list of where those might be going yet or what those final numbers might be, but I think it's going to be customary to what you would see with other projects, and we will certainly give more detail on that before the actual mint date. See, there was a question. Somebody was asking what platforms. Sponix, I think, had posted that in the AMA questions. What platforms do you plan on launching Cinder besides VR or consoles or things? And we don't have any console plans. If you mean PlayStation or that, we plan to support brain implants when they're available, and I think that the VR support that we're targeting is really going to be as mainstream as possible. It's going to be Quest level, not $5,000 headset level. Right now, there are no plans for console support. I think that's one of those things that we need to get this right on in the world itself before we start looking at other platforms. We've done console development before. I think everybody on this team has done it at least once. Some of us have endured it many times. It takes a lot of cycles away from the tech team, from the QA team, from the design team implementing different control schemes. It really requires its own QA department just to support all the technical requirement checklists that Sony and Microsoft have, or Nintendo, or any of those. It's a big time sink, and I don't think that that's what the the early investors, early supporters in the Cinder project are investing in. I would rather see us really have the world be dynamic and banging and exciting, and people are getting value out of the NFTs before we start looking at platforms to bring it to, except brain implants.
So I'm getting the go ahead to start wrapping it up. So is there anything else y'all would like to add before we log off for the day?
Are you asking
Like,
us or are
yeah,
you
you
asking
guys. Yeah, you.
them?
Stars of the
Yeah,
show.
I just want to jump in
Oh,
and say that the brain implants is a joke. Since last time Cinder Spire mentioned something about weddings and marriage in the game, everyone thought he was serious. It was a joke. We're not
but we're
having
not doing
brain.
that?
No, we're not doing brain implants.
We're not doing weddings either?
Nope, no
Oh,
weddings, no
man.
brain implants.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, there's going to be a job opening over here. Audience wants to come to. Not even weddings, really.
We'll
I went and
consider it.
got this license to perform weddings for nothing. That's okay. Let's see. Were there other questions that didn't get answered? I think that we covered them all. I
So
hope.
no, yes, and no requests as of now. But I mean, we can still keep asking questions if y'all still would like to go on. But we have one from Amina. How will selling your creations work in Cinder? Those kind of questions. Or we can always, do another AMA. We can have another party.
I think we're going to have another party
Yes.
because I think we already hit that one, and I'm really glad to see that we got a lot of great questions today, and we got a lot of questions that we haven't had before. I want to make sure that we kind of preemptively touch on anything from the announcement the other day. The announcement the other day, the essence of it was the date of the actual mint is going to be first half of February. That's allowing us some additional QA time as well as time to nail down this big secret partnership that we alluded to there, and that I hope to announce in just the next couple of days, actually. What else did we announce there?
Whitelist spots, Phantom Wallet, the date. So yeah, those are the big ones.
Yeah, okay. I wanted to make sure that everybody had a chance to find out what we were talking about there. So I don't think we've set a date for the next AMA. My thinking on it is I want us to be able to talk in a little more detail about some of the play to earn mechanics that people are asking about. Or, Hack and I can just get on and make something up, and then you guys won't totally made up. But I think that a lot of the haven't been around play to earn and what does that actually look like? What am I actually doing to play to earn, and why is it fun than other games? And those we're not going to go into excruciating detail on that stuff before the game actually launches. Some of it's going to be obvious when the game launches. Some of it's is still coming, but we will be able to provide a little peek into that in the coming days. And I think that's going to be a good time for our next AMA. In the meantime, we will certainly be following all the questions that you guys ask here on Discord and trying to address those kind of in real time. But yeah, last chance, Zorling, anything?
Last chance. All right. Okay.
No, something?
No,
Something
nothing.
on mute? Oh, all right.
I think
Got
it's
my
all been
hopes up
said.
there.
I'm excited for the next party.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for this. In the next couple of days, we will post the date and time for the next one. If you have questions that we didn't hit, I hope that you'll share them here just in chat, and we will address those as quickly as we can. All right, Hack, you get the last word.
Thank you all for joining us. Be sure to follow our socials at Cinder NFT, and be sure to follow us on Instagram. Let me make sure. Yep, Cinder NFT, same name. So be sure to follow us there. And it's so great to meet all of you. And we'll see you soon.
Okay, I see them dropping off.
Yep.
Should
All right.
maybe you and I should just stick around and talk about like shows that we're watching or something. I don't know.
Let's see. I love history, and it's not going to be anything like it is in the historical context, but there is a show about the Medici family, and I'm like, okay, I may have to watch that. I may have to give it my.
You haven't seen it yet though?
No, I haven't, and it's got Rob from Game of Thrones, so I like him. By the way, no one talks about Game of
You
Thrones anymore.
like him?
No, no, he's
Have
too
you ever
creepy.
have you ever been to the Louvre in Paris?
No, I haven't. I would honestly though, I have been to several museums